Hello and welcome to another episode of Sera Reviews Discs. Today I'm going to be going over a few of my favorite Criterion box sets. Obviously there are bigger ones like the Bergman box set, the Fellini box set, the Godzilla box set, but I'm going to be going over a few of my favorite ones on the cheaper side. Maybe they're $150, and normally you get them for 75 bucks. 5 Criterions for 75 bucks is not a bad deal. And so I'm just going to be going over a few of my favorites. I'll start with the Adventures of Antoine Doinel. Now, if you are a fan of French cinema, this is an essential box set. All these movies are directed by Francois Truffaut. It comes with the 400 blows, but really you can buy that separately. Really what you're getting out of this box set is the sequels, which I'll just take a look at it while I'm talking you through. Here's the back, here's the spine. On the top it has his initials. It looks like a suitcase. Obviously, The 400 Blows is one of the most acclaimed movies of all time. And it's really, really good. But honestly, it's not my favorite one. It's my second favorite one of this box set. Very slick looking. There's the special features. And it comes with the short film, Antoine and Colette, as well. What I really like about this series is how personal it feels. It's really, it's about Truffaut's life, and every time he had a new era of his life, he made a new movie starring the same character. And they just feel intensely personal, and I really appreciate that in a film. This one, Stolen Kisses, is my favorite. This is one of my favorite movies ever. Sorry if you hear my cat yelling in the background. This is my favorite romance film. I've seen it so many times. And before now, you weren't able to get it on Blu-ray. And I'm so happy to be able to own this. I've been looking for this for years. I thought about getting a Spanish bootleg import Blu-ray, but I didn't have to, thankfully. I waited until this came out. But this is my favorite one because it feels the most real to me. The 400 Blows has a neo-realistic feel, almost like the Italian movies from the 1930s and 40s, really after World War II. But this one has more levity to it. It's still got the sad moments, but it has a bit of a lighter tone. And it just really feels like someone who's kind of lost in what they're going to do with their life in their 20s, which is a feeling that I imagine most people have experienced. Couple that with some extremely fun and romantic scenes and some really good comedy. This is just everything I love about French movies in one movie, and everything I love about romance movies in one movie. Obviously, if you have been paying attention to my channel, I'm more of a fan of horror and B-movies and noir, action, that sort of thing. Darker stuff. But this movie never fails to make me happy and put a smile on my face, and that's what I love about it. I'll go over these two at the same time, Love on the Run and Bed and Board. I remember these movies being really good. I've only seen each of them one time, and I've only seen the 400 Blows one time. I'm excited to go back through all of these, having purchased this box set today. I remember enjoying these quite a bit, but they didn't feel as intensely personal as Stolen Kisses and the 400 Blows. But they're still Truffaut movies. They're still good comedies. They still have their emotional moments. And I'm excited to rewatch them. I'm going to probably watch this whole series in order. I'll probably make my girlfriend at least watch the 400 Blows and Stolen Kisses with me because she's not seen those before. And then I'll watch the other two myself. French black and white dramas about depressed children are not really her sort of deal. But I think if anyone can sell it, it's Truffaut. I can go through the booklet now. Got some pictures of Truffaut and Jean-Pierre. It's going through all the credits. Got some essays. Just flip through real quick. I definitely want to read that Stolen Kisses essay. About the Masters, if you want to read that. Special thanks and acknowledgements. And production credits. And it's got Jean-Pierre on the back. So yeah, I highly recommend this. If you're someone who has yet to take a dive into French cinema, maybe you've seen a couple Godard films or some Varda films, but you're not really attached to it on an emotional level yet. You appreciate the filmmaking, but I often find myself in Godard films wishing I cared about the characters a little bit more. And if you feel the same way, this is definitely the set for you. And Blu-ray is $75 on sale. 4 movies and a short film, 3 of which you couldn't get on Blu-ray before. Not a bad deal. Next, we have the John Cassavetes 5 Films box set. Now, I've had this one for years. I bought this having only seen like 2 Cassavetes movies. I had seen Opening Night and A Woman Under the Influence, and it was a great purchase. I've seen every movie in the set. Let's just move this to the side. So, I guess I'll go through them in order of release date. First up is Shadows. Now, this is a landmark movie in terms of independent American cinema. He really proved that anyone with enough talent and rich friends like Peter Falk can make a movie. It's a bit dated on the commentary. It's about racism, and I think if someone remade this film now, the dynamics would be a bit different. But I mean, if you're interested in independent cinema and the history of it, then this is an essential watch. Not his best film, but certainly an important one. Then there's Faces. This is my second favorite movie from him after Love Streams. I hadn't seen this one until I bought the box set, and it was my favorite discovery of the box set. This is a divorce drama, but it's really just about watching people grasp at straws for happiness and coming up empty. What I love about Cassavetes is that his films feel so true and honest and realistic. They portray pain and happiness and trauma and all of the above in such a relatable and realistic way. I mean, if you watch his filmography, I bet everyone on the planet could relate to at least one of his movies. And yeah, this one has some great performances, some great photography, some of the best black and white photography, in my opinion. My cat is yowling again. But yeah, this is not one that's often talked about. People talk about his masterpieces. They say Woman Under the Influence, Opening Night. This one is kind of not always mentioned, but I'd put it up there with his best. The Killing of a Chinese Bookie. I remember enjoying the atmosphere of this film. I need to watch it again now that I've seen a lot more noir stuff, because it's obviously his take on like a noir type story. But I remember feeling kind of disconnected from the characters in this movie. Which, I mean, again, his movies are so real, and a big part of them is relating to what's been going on in the movie, or like what the characters are presenting, and if you can't relate to the characters, it might not work for you as much. They're interesting from like a human interest perspective, where you're getting to see the lives of people you might not see all the time. And they're well made, and they're well acted, but his strength is really in making things feel relatable. And I didn't relate to this one. But a lot of people do. A lot of people love this movie. So just because I didn't doesn't mean you won't. I'd still recommend watching it at least once. It's a good movie. It's just not my favorite from his filmography. Opening Night. I need to see this one again. This was the first one I watched from him, and it was years ago. And I didn't really understand. I watched it because he was a famous director. You know, I didn't really understand his style yet. I think I would appreciate it a lot more at this point. And I'm glad to have it on hand to watch when I inevitably go back to it. Gina Rowlands is probably my favorite actress, and her best work is in these Cassavetes films. And a lot of people say this is her best performance. And so I really need to go back and rewatch this. A lot of people consider this his best movie. And I hope I feel the same way one day. I'd love to appreciate it to the fullest extent. And then finally, his most famous film, A Woman Under the Influence. This one is getting a standalone Blu-ray release from Criterion. So if you want to just sample his stuff, you know, I'd say get A Woman Under the Influence and Love Streams, and maybe Husbands. But if you really want to understand his roots as a filmmaker and what he's really good at, his strengths, I would recommend getting this box set. And if you've seen this movie and enjoyed it, or found it interesting, or found it emotionally impactful, I'd say just go ahead and get the box set. Because you're bound to like at least one or two of the movies in there and relate to them as well. This is my personal favorite Gina Rowlands performance, as she struggles with mental health and kind of toxic relationships that are still founded on love, which is such a human aspect of being conflicted, of loving someone and them not being good for you at the same time. A lot of people have been through that, and I think this movie portrays it extremely well. And just the family dynamics. I mean, if you grew up in the suburbs, you have met the characters in this movie, you know? And yeah, it's a masterpiece. My third favorite of his, after Faces and Love Streams. And so that's the John Cassavetes box set. 5 films. I'll look through the booklet real quick. The booklet is very thick. I'll kind of flip through. Just land on random pages. Let's see. I do want to show the master's information about the transfers. There you go. You can read that if you want to. I know a lot of people are interested in that sort of stuff. I am too, but I don't read it out in these videos. So yeah, that's John Cassavetes' 5 films. If you are really interested in American independent cinema, I would say that is a must-have. The last one is America Lost and Found, the BBS story. Now this is a really interesting box set with a very eclectic mix of films. Basically, from my understanding, BBS was a company that created the Monkees, you know, the Beatles knockoff band, and their TV show. And when the TV show blew up, they made a lot of money, and they used that money to fund independent films. The first one they made was Head, the Monkees movie, which is, if True Stories didn't exist, that would be my favorite band movie. It's just so incredibly bizarre. Here's the booklet. But every scene in that movie feels like a new movie. It's a completely just psychedelic experience. It's... I don't even know what to say about it. It's just, you have to see it to believe it. Let me find the transfers. Acknowledgements. Special thanks. Should be here somewhere. Special thanks. Maybe to the front. Anyway, I give up on this. Yeah. If you're a Jack Nicholson fan, you will be interested in this box set, because he had a big part in writing and acting and producing a lot of these BBS movies. He co-wrote the Monkees movie, Head. He stars in several of the movies in this box set. He's an Easy Rider and 5 Easy Pieces and The King of Marvin Gardens, which I think 5 Easy Pieces is his best performance. I'm a fan of his, and that is my favorite work he's done. It really is the best showcase of him as an actor. And I think you can get that one separately as well. But yeah, here's 5 Easy Pieces. I had never even heard of this film until I bought this box set. I bought this box set because at the time you couldn't get the Last Picture Show on its own, and I really wanted to watch that one. And so I just bought the whole box set when it was on sale, and I discovered some really great movies that way. I'm glad I bought it, having not seen many of them. I'd seen Easy Rider before, but that was the only other one. Yeah. A lot of these are directed or produced by Bob Rafelson. Jack Nicholson directed this movie. I forgot about that one. I've not seen either of these. These are, I've been told, are some of the more experimental films in the set. Let's move on to the Last Picture Show. I'm pretty sure you can get this one separately too now, but this is just one of the great works of American cinema. We found a magazine at Barnes & Noble today when I was picking up my Antoine Doinel set that's had the best movies of the 1970s. And they put Apocalypse Now as number 1. I'd probably put Taxi Driver number 1. But this gives it a run for its money. I love this movie. It is so bleak and real. If you've experienced life in a small town, this movie will probably hit you in the gut. I mean, it's just so true. Bogdanovich was one hell of a director. His movie Targets, which I don't have, but that's also worth picking up. I need to get that at some point. It's in the collection. And then I have not seen this one either, The King of Marvin Gardens. I really need to. I've been meaning to watch it for years, ever since I got this set. I don't know why I haven't. I've just never been in the right mood. I've kind of been saving it for a special day, I guess. Because I know I'm going to like it. Yeah, a good Jack Nicholson performance, I've been told. Bruce Dern, I like him quite a bit. But, yeah. Again, if you like American independent cinema, this is a great box set to own. I'll show you the back of it. You get some really great movies in this set. And, again, if you're a Jack Nicholson fan and you want to see what his early work was like, what he was doing, like, after Roger Corman, before he got big, when he really started exploring himself as an artist, this is a great set for you. So, America Lost and Found, John Cassavetes' 5 films, and The Adventures of Antoine Doinel. I recommend all of these. And yeah, this has been another video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, comment. I know you all have been liking these Criterion videos, and let me know if I should keep them up. I'm also going to want to talk about some things that aren't Criterion sometimes too, obviously, so don't expect just pure Criterion. But I do enjoy talking about this stuff. It's the biggest part of my collection, is my Criterion collection. And it would take me many videos to go through it, so shouldn't run out of content for a while. This has been another episode of Sera Reviews Discs, and I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.